Welcome back to All Things Nerd 101,
where we dive deep into the incredible Marvel universe of our favorite superheroes and villains. We'll be exploring everything from their breathtaking powers and abilities, their fascinating backstories, to their epic battles and storylines that have captivated millions of fans around the globe. Whether you're a die-hard comic book fan or just getting into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, our channel is the ultimate destination for all things Marvel. We'll be featuring character spotlights, rankings, in-depth analysis, and captivating theories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Without further delay, check out favorite Marvel comic book characters, heroes and villains.
1. Spider Man.
Swinging in at number 1, the web-slinger from Queens, New York, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the alter ego of Peter Parker, an awkward and nerdy high school student who gains spider-like abilities after being bitten by a radioactive spider. He uses his powers to fight against crime and protect the citizens of New York City, all while struggling to balance his personal life with his secret identity.
Spider-Man is known for his quick wit, agility, and spider sense, which allows him to predict danger before it strikes. Spider-Man was first introduced to the world in 1962 by Marvel Comics. Created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, he quickly became one of the most popular superheroes of all time. He was a relatable character for many people, especially teenagers, because Peter Parker was just like them, an average person with flaws and imperfections. Peter faced many difficulties throughout his life, including bullying, loneliness, and financial struggles, but his abilities as Spider-Man allowed him to rise above these obstacles and make a difference in the world. Peter was raised by his Aunt May and Uncle Ben in Queens, New York City. He was a hard-working student who was often teased by his classmates for being socially awkward and introverted. Despite this, Peter remained determined to succeed in life, and his dedication paid off when he was accepted into Empire State University. However, his life changed forever when he was bitten by a radioactive spider during a school science experiment. BBNBN. Soon after the bite, Peter began to develop incredible spider-like abilities. He could climb walls, had superhuman strength, incredible agility, and using his intellect, created web shooters that would allow him to swing from building to building. In addition, he gained a sixth sense called the spider sense, which allowed him to sense danger before it happened. As Spider-Man, he fought against some of the most dangerous villains in the Marvel Universe, including the Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, Dr. Doom, and Thanos. His quick wit and agility helped him outsmart his enemies, and his spider sense allowed him to avoid danger at every turn. Despite his successes as Spider-Man, Peter faced many challenges in his personal life. He struggled to balance his superhero responsibilities with his relationships with his friends and family. He also dealt with the guilt of not being able to save everyone, especially when his Uncle Ben died as a result of a crime he failed to prevent. So far, we have seen 3 different renditions of Spider-Man, who all played the character with their own art. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man in the early 2000s saw Tobey Maguire play the character in the original trilogy, which was followed up by Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man, which saw a different story to his love interest, Gwen Stacy. Holding the current mantle is none other than Tom Holland, who has completed his own trilogy of films with a 4th one set to hit theaters in 2025. We certainly can't wait, as he was born to play the role. 2. Punisher.
The Punisher, born Frank Castle, is a former Marine who became a vigilante after his family's murder by the Mafia while they were on a picnic in Central Park. He is a ruthless fighter, utilizing his skills in hand-to-hand combat, weapons, and strategy to take down criminals.
The Punisher is viewed as an unorthodox hero, often crossing the line to achieve his objectives.
He struggles with the concept of redemption, and his mission to rid the world of criminals often comes at the expense of his own mental and physical health. The Punisher is a complex character who has been the subject of numerous comic book series, movies, and television shows. He is known for his White Skull figure on his bulletproof vest. After his family's murder, devastated by the loss of his loved ones, Castle vowed to take matters into his own hands. Thus, the Punisher was born. As the Punisher, Castle is a force to be reckoned with as he possesses extraordinary strength, speed, and endurance, making him a formidable opponent to any criminal unlucky enough to cross his path. Due to his time in the Marines, he is also highly skilled in hand-to-hand combat and weaponry, utilizing various firearms, knives, and explosives to neutralize his enemies. However, despite his incredible abilities, the Punisher is not invulnerable. He is plagued by emotional trauma and a relentless obsession with avenging his family's death. This singular focus has caused him to become estranged from society, living on the fringes and often operating outside of the law. His methods are often seen as unethical, and he has been criticized for his willingness to use deadly force without regard for due process. Despite his violent tendencies, the Punisher is not devoid of compassion. He has a strong sense of justice and a deep empathy for those who have suffered at the hands of criminals. He has been known to work with other heroes, including Spider Man and Daredevil, and has even fought against powerful enemies like the Avengers when he feels their methods are too lenient. At the end of the day, he's a menace we can't hate on. He's such a badass. Number 3. Star-Lord. Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, is the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy. He is a skilled pilot and marksman and is known for his witty humor. Star-Lord's sense of responsibility extends not only to his team, but to all those in the galaxy who need his help. He possesses a sense of optimism and hope that inspires those around him, but his light-hearted nature can sometimes mask the pain and trauma he has experienced in his life. Star-Lord's leadership style is one of the main reasons why the Guardians of the Galaxy are a formidable force in the galaxy. He has an unwavering sense of duty towards protecting the innocent, and he tirelessly works towards that goal. His confidence and strategic thinking abilities have enabled the Guardians to survive against seemingly insurmountable odds time and again. He's always got a plan in the works, even if it's improvised. Quill's abilities as a pilot and marksman are unmatched, as he can navigate through the most treacherous of situations with ease. He has an expert level of knowledge about all sorts of weapons, and this makes him an immensely valuable member of any team. Whether it's flying a spaceship or engaging in intense combat, Star-Lord knows how to get the job done. His light-hearted nature and tendency to make jokes can sometimes be seen as a lack of seriousness, but it is his coping mechanism for dealing with the trauma of his past. He lost his mother from cancer at a young age due to his father Ego the Living Planet, who was a celestial, placing the infection in her, and was raised by space pirates who did not exactly provide a nurturing environment. As a result, Star-Lord has a tough exterior that makes it hard for him to open up to others emotionally. This also makes Quill half human, half god. Chris Pratt, who currently plays Peter Quill/Star-Lord, has done a fantastic job playing the character, and we hope to see him in future projects. 2. Gambit. One of our most beloved and favorite comic book characters of all time, we have the Raging Cajun, more commonly known as Gambit. Gambit was born as Remy LeBeau, a charming and suave alpha to omega-level mutant from New Orleans with the power to charge objects with kinetic energy and explode them at will. This isn't just objects, but molecules in the air. He was orphaned at a young age and turned to a life of thievery to survive, eventually being recruited into the Thieves Guild of New Orleans. However, he soon found himself at odds with the Assassins Guild and was forced to flee for his life. Gambit eventually joined the X-Men, using his skills and powers to fight against mutant oppression and prevent the destruction of the world. Although he was labeled as an alpha-level mutant, when he was just a boy, Gambit realized that he couldn't fully control his powers. He couldn't keep up with them and was scared that he would hurt others, so he sought out a skilled surgeon by the name of Nathaniel Essex, aka Mr. Sinister, who was obsessed with mutant genetics and abilities. To truly understand Gambit's potential, we can look at his alternate version, New Sunday. The alternate Remy never underwent surgery to limit his powers, and so his powers got out of control. He became a being of pure energy, with the ability to control energy in any form. In fact, he didn't even need to see an object to imbue it with kinetic energy or change the very way it functions and moves.
Energy in every form was at his disposal, he could even fly and control momentum. New Sun was so powerful that he destroyed his entire Earth and everyone on it, and even defeated the Phoenix. His powers of controlling all kinetic energy allowed him to completely stop Archangel from flying towards him without a second thought. While New Sun was powerful beyond compare, clearly more powerful than every being on his Earth, the Gambit was strong enough to best him in battle. Earth 616 Gambit defeated New Sun with not only his power but his creativity. Unfortunately, in doing so, he overcharged himself and returned to his alpha power level. Though that might not be forever. Gambit's early life was fraught with difficulties and a sense of abandonment. He was born to a wealthy and well-connected family in New Orleans but was kidnapped as a baby by the LeBeau clan, a group of thieves and con artists. The LeBeaus raised Remy as their own, teaching him the skills of a thief and grooming him for a life of crime. They also taught him how to control his mutant abilities, which manifested when he was a child. Remy was able to charge objects with kinetic energy by touching them, and then release the energy in a powerful explosion. As Remy grew older, he became increasingly disillusioned with the life of a thief. He longed for a sense of purpose and direction and was deeply troubled by the ongoing conflict between the Thieves Guild and the Assassins Guild. When he fell in love with Belladonna Boudreaux, the daughter of the Assassins Guild leader, he hoped that their relationship would bring about a reconciliation between the two factions. However, their love only served to intensify the rivalry, and a tragic twist of fate led to Remy being exiled from New Orleans. Despite his difficult past, Gambit refused to be defined by his criminal background. He left the Thieves Guild and struck out on his own, using his skills and powers for good. He caught the attention of the X-Men, who recognized his potential as a powerful ally in the fight against mutant oppression. Gambit quickly proved himself to be a valuable member of the team, using his tactical mind and quick reflexes to outsmart their enemies. Over time, Gambit's complicated past came back to haunt him. The Thieves Guild and Assassins Guild both sought his allegiance, and his relationship with Belladonna continued to complicate matters. He struggled to reconcile his desire for a peaceful resolution with his obligations to the X-Men and his own sense of morality. Nonetheless, Gambit remained committed to doing what was right, fighting for the greater good even when it put him at odds with those closest to him. Throughout his adventures with the X-Men, Gambit proved himself to be a reliable and resourceful member of the team. He developed a close bond with fellow mutant Rogue, and their tumultuous and complicated romantic relationship became a hallmark of the X-Men comics. Gambit also clashed with other members of the team, particularly Wolverine, but nonetheless remained fiercely loyal to his fellow mutants and the cause of mutant rights. In the end, Gambit's journey from orphan thief to beloved X-Man was a testament to the power of redemption and the enduring strength of the human spirit. 1. Venom. Venom is a symbiotic alien life form that bonds with its human host to create a powerful and deadly creature. The most well-known host of Venom is Eddie Brock, a former journalist who was consumed by his hatred for Spider Man. The symbiote amplifies its host's aggression, strength, and endurance, making Venom one of the most dangerous foes in the Marvel Universe. Venom is a character that has been a part of the Marvel Comics universe since 1984. The character of Venom was created by David Michelinie and Todd McFarlane and first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man number 300. Over the years, Venom has become one of the most iconic and popular characters, with numerous appearances in comics, movies, and other media. Venom is an alien symbiote that originates from the planet Clintar. The symbiote is a parasitic life form that bonds with its host, taking control of their body and amplifying their abilities. The symbiote can communicate with its host, and the host can communicate with the symbiote. Depending on the host's personality and emotional state, the symbiote can enhance different aspects of their behavior. In the case of Eddie Brock, Venom's most well-known host, the symbiote amplified his aggression and hatred for Spider Man. Brock was a former journalist who had been disgraced when his story about a serial killer turned out to be based on false information. Blaming Spider Man for his downfall, Brock became obsessed with seeking revenge.
When he came into contact with the symbiote, the two formed a powerful bond, creating the creature known as Venom. As Venom, Eddie Brock becomes a formidable foe for Spider Man and other superheroes. The symbiote enhances Brock's physical abilities, giving him incredible strength and endurance. The symbiote also grants Brock the ability to shapeshift, allowing him to form weapons and other body parts as needed. Despite being a villain at the start, Venom has become a fan-favorite character, with many people drawn to the character's complexity. Over the years, Venom has been portrayed in various media, including comic books, video games, and movies. The character has also been adapted into various forms, including a female version known as She-Venom and a heroic version known as Agent Venom. In closing, Venom is a fascinating and complex character that has become an essential part of the Marvel Comics universe. The symbiotic nature of the character allows for endless possibilities in terms of storylines and character development, making Venom one of the most iconic and popular villains in comics history.
2. Carnage. Carnage is a symbiote offspring of Venom, and is perhaps even more dangerous than its parent.
It bonded with serial killer Cletus Kasady, giving him enhanced strength and the ability to shapeshift his body into deadly weapons. Carnage is a sadistic and unpredictable foe, often causing mass destruction and chaos wherever it goes.
Carnage is a symbiote that first appeared in the Marvel Comics series The Amazing Spider Man in 1991.
It is the offspring of the Venom symbiote and was created when the latter merged with the blood of serial killer Cletus Kasady during a prison break. The result was a symbiote that was even more dangerous and deadly, as it inherited the violent tendencies of its host. As a symbiote, Carnage shares many of the same abilities as Venom. However, it is more powerful, thanks to its bond with Kasady, who was already a ruthless killer before becoming a host. Carnage has superhuman strength and speed, the ability to cling to walls and ceilings, and the power to regenerate from injuries quickly. What sets Carnage apart from Venom and other symbiotes is its ability to shapeshift its body into a variety of deadly weapons.
It can form its limbs into blades, tendrils, and other deadly implements, making it a formidable opponent in combat.
Additionally, it can use its tendrils to extend its range and control objects or people, adding to its already impressive powers.
But perhaps the most dangerous thing about Carnage is its unpredictable and sadistic nature. Unlike Venom, who occasionally shows empathy towards its host or others, Carnage is purely evil. It revels in destruction and chaos, often causing mass casualties wherever it goes. It is so unstable that even other villains in the Marvel Universe fear and avoid it.
Largely, Carnage is a terrifying and deadly villain who poses a significant threat to any hero or team that crosses its path. Its incredible powers, coupled with its unpredictable and violent nature, make it a formidable opponent that is not easily defeated.
1. Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom is a brilliant inventor and scientist, and the ruler of the fictional nation of Latveria. He became disfigured in an experiment gone wrong and has since sworn revenge against those he believes have wronged him, particularly the Fantastic Four. Dr. Doom is known for his intellect, his mastery of technology and magic, and his ruthless desire for power. Dr. Doom, also known as Victor Von Doom, is one of the most iconic and complex villains in comic book history. He was created by writer Stan Lee and artist Jack Kirby and first appeared in Fantastic Four #5 in 1962. His origins are rooted in tragedy and a desire for revenge. As a young man, Victor Von Doom was a brilliant inventor and scientist who studied at the same university as Reed Richards, who would later become the leader of the Fantastic Four.
However, in an experiment gone wrong, Doom's face was scarred and he was expelled from school.
This event became a turning point in Doom's life and he became consumed with the desire to prove himself superior to Richards and seek revenge. Doom went on to rule the small European country of Latveria with an iron fist, using his intelligence and mastery of technology and magic to maintain his power. He constantly sought ways to defeat the Fantastic Four and other superheroes who stood in his way, even if it meant turning to villainous alliances or using his scientific genius for evil purposes.
What makes Doctor Doom such a complex character is that he is not merely a one-dimensional villain who seeks power for its own sake. He is a tragic figure, driven by his own insecurities and a quest for validation. He believes that the world owes him a debt for his disfigurement and that he has the right to rule over others because of his intellect and abilities. Furthermore, Doctor Doom has a complex moral code that he adheres to. He views himself as a just ruler who protects his people from outside threats and believes that he is doing what is necessary to secure a safe and prosperous future for Latveria. However, his methods are often cruel and ruthless, and his desire for power frequently trumps his sense of compassion or empathy for others. In summary, Doctor Doom is a villain who represents the darker side of human ambition and intellect. He is a tragic figure driven by his own past and insecurities, who seeks to dominate the world through his scientific and magical abilities. His complexity and nuanced motivations have made him one of the most memorable and enduring villains in comic book history. 2. Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer is a humanoid alien imbued with the power cosmic, which grants him a vast array of abilities including flight, super strength, and energy projection. He was once enslaved by the planet-eating entity known as Galactus, but eventually broke free and became a hero in his own right. The Silver Surfer is often characterized as noble and introspective, despite his godlike abilities. The Silver Surfer is a truly unique character in the Marvel Universe. Not only is he one of the most powerful beings in existence, but he also possesses a deep sense of morality and philosophical contemplation. This is likely due to his experiences as both a slave and a herald of Galactus. When the Silver Surfer first encountered Galactus, he was coerced into serving as his herald in exchange for the survival of his home planet. This servitude lasted for an untold number of years, during which time the Surfer became disillusioned by Galactus' insatiable hunger and disregard for life. Eventually, the Surfer realized that he could not continue to serve such a being and rebelled against Galactus, sacrificing much of his own power in the process. After breaking free of Galactus' control, the Silver Surfer was left to wander the universe alone. During this time, he developed a strong sense of compassion for all life and a desire to protect it from harm. He often acts as an intergalactic ambassador, mediating disputes and bringing aid to those in need. Despite his heroic nature, the Silver Surfer is often depicted as a tragic figure. He is plagued by feelings of isolation and loneliness, given that his immense power and cosmic nature prevent him from truly connecting with humans or any other species. This has led him to question the nature of his own existence and to seek out answers to the deepest questions of existence. The Silver Surfer was always one of the most fascinating and complex characters who brings a unique perspective to the Marvel Universe. Who didn't want to be like him? His godlike abilities and deep sense of morality make him a truly formidable hero, while his introspective and philosophical nature adds depth to his character, and we hope to see more of him in future movies. 9. Cyclops. Cyclops, also known as Scott Summers, is a mutant with the power of optic blasts. He is the leader of the X-Men and often struggles with the weight of his responsibilities. Cyclops is a symbol of hope and bravery in the mutant community, inspiring and leading by example. However, he also struggles with the depth of his beliefs and at times can come across as rigid and inflexible. Cyclops' mutant ability to shoot powerful beams of concussive force from his eyes is both a blessing and a curse. On the one hand, it makes him an incredibly formidable fighter and a valuable asset to the X-Men. On the other hand, he must constantly struggle to keep his powers under control, as any moment of distraction or loss of focus could result in catastrophic damage. Despite this heavy burden, Cyclops is a natural leader, with a strong sense of duty and a deep commitment to his fellow mutants. He is always willing to put himself in harm's way to protect others, and his sharp tactical mind and strategic thinking have saved countless lives. He is viewed as a beacon of hope in the mutant community, a symbol of what can be achieved through perseverance and courage. Yet, Cyclops also has his flaws. His unwavering dedication to the cause of mutant rights sometimes comes across as dogmatic, and he can be harsh and unforgiving towards those who do not share his vision. He is not always the most approachable member of the X-Men, and his rigid mindset can sometimes lead him to make morally questionable decisions. Overall, Cyclops is a complex and multifaceted character, with both strengths and weaknesses. At his best, he is a shining example of what a hero should be: brave, selfless, and committed to doing what's right. But at his worst, he can be inflexible, judgmental, and myopic. 10. Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, aka Johnny Blaze, is a demonically possessed motorcycle stuntman. He is a force of vengeance, bringing punishment to those who have committed heinous acts in their lifetime. Ghost Rider's abilities include superhuman strength and the ability to generate and manipulate holy fire. He is often depicted as a loner, but his unyielding sense of justice gives him a moral compass unlike any other. Ghost Rider is a complex and mysterious character that has captivated audiences for decades. The origin story of Johnny Blaze involves a Faustian deal he made to save his father from cancer. In exchange for his soul, Blaze was granted immense power, transforming him into the Ghost Rider. With the power of the demon Zarathus at his disposal, Ghost Rider is a formidable opponent for any villain or evil force. In addition to his immense strength and control over holy fire, Ghost Rider also has a powerful sense of intuition. He can sense those who have committed evil acts and is often drawn to them like a magnet. This sense of justice is what drives him to seek out the guilty and punish them for their misdeeds. Despite his intimidating appearance, Ghost Rider is a hero at heart. He may be a demon, but he uses his powers for good, seeking out those who have caused pain and suffering in the world. His morality is unwavering, and he will do whatever it takes to bring evildoers to justice. Despite his reputation as a loner, Ghost Rider has formed alliances with other heroes over the years. He has worked alongside the likes of Spider Man, the Avengers, and even Wolverine. However, his independent nature often leads him down a path of solitude, as he believes that his mission is a personal one that he must pursue alone. In conclusion, Ghost Rider is a supernatural hero with a fascinating backstory, impressive powers, and an unbreakable moral code. He is a beacon of justice in the Marvel Universe, and his distinct persona sets him apart from other heroes. Whether he is riding his motorcycle through the streets or unleashing his holy fire on his enemies, Ghost Rider is a force to be reckoned with. That brings us to a wrap. Thank you for choosing to be a part of All Things Nerd 101. Don't forget to subscribe to our page and click the notification bell for all of our new and upcoming content.